Brandon, stop playing with that. That's for a different project. Put it away. They're not supposed to see it yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, freaking look at it.
This is what they're supposed to see today. I just came back from our local shop, Toy City in Keene, New Hampshire. They were nice enough to get me one of these.
TRX4M. Look at this little thing. All right, let me mic this thing up here. All right, let's get this stuff out of that. Dude, you gotta, if you guys have a chance to buy one of these.
Different video, Brandon, different video.
Well, holy crap, is that thing cool. All right, let's look at this. TRX4M. I want to see what this looks like. I actually haven't seen this. It's still taped. Ooh. What do we got here? Here's our literature, parts, tools. Not interested in those at the moment. Look at that little thing. So there we go. We've got our TRAXXAS remote. Those work pretty good. This must be charger. Look at that. There we go. Charge and run. Oh, battery. Look at that cute little thing. 750. Nice. You go over there. Let's get you out of here. You down there. All right. That's actually really cool looking. Oh, get some stuff on it. Let's get this plastic off. Just like that. Look at that. Kind of looks like the big one. We'll actually plop. We got a big one right up there. We'll plop that down in a minute and do a comparison so we can all see the size difference. But looks like they did an equally as nice job with this body, honestly. The body on the 10th scale one was a fantastic looking body. Be a little more careful taking that off. Get you over there. That is sharp looking. Let's clip you on down right there. Look at that. I think we need to bring that thing in there, take a closer look at this. So, just like the big boy, appearance-wise, this thing looks, honestly, it looks phenomenal. Looks great. They did a great job with the body. It's still a hard plastic body. It's got lights, and the lights are all wired in there. It's got a nice looking roll bar on it. It has this very similar clip set up to get the body off. So you just push those, up comes the body very carefully. Now you can see under here, headlights all wired in, all ready to go. Got them zip tied and everything, just plug them in. Looks good. Hard plastic chrome grille. It's a nice looking little body. Want to be careful with that. So we'll come over to the actual rig. Metal steel channel frame. You can see it's got the ECM 2.5 whole brain set up in there. Got 180 turn. It's got an 87 turn 180 motor. So right on par with everything else. And it still has the cool little setup. The servo's on the front axle. So you don't have to worry about any weird steering issues or whatever with links. She moves, all the steering stays right there. That's cool. She's kind of like the big boy. Looks really nice. Works. All these are, obviously this is all plastic, but looks like it's pretty quality. Battery will go right in there, but there's a lot of not a fancy coolness to this, although other than she just looks really super cool. Let's see what we got for a little bit of flex here. Now it's light, but I mean that's not horrible. Ultimately, honestly, this whole rig, the whole reason behind this rig is everybody loves square bodies. They look fantastic. So now's your chance to get a square body that's a lot more affordable than a real one, and even a little more affordable than the 10th scale TRAXXAS one that they put out. Good. Mm-hmm. All right, so here you can see, here's the 10th scale TRX4 that they put out earlier this year, and here's the little guy. Now, this doesn't have all the bells and whistles that this one has, but still, we're going to charge up this battery that came with it, and we're going to go see what it can do. But here's just so you can see comparison-wise. Actually, you can do this. You can take this guy on tour, just like that. So glue that right down there, and you got a little toy for the big toy. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So I think that's what we're going to do. I want to see what this thing does. We know what this guy does. We've used this one, actually mine, because I have the red one. This one doesn't have any scratches on it, so we're going to keep it like that. So I don't believe this one has all the locking differentials or anything like that. So we're going to charge up and see what this little guy can do. But I think all in all, it's probably going to have a pretty high fun factor. So I think we're just going to get right to that.
Before we get into what my thoughts on this truck are, I just want to say you may have noticed there's a little 10-day window where we didn't post a video, and that will be an exception for us, not the norm. we had a lot going on. I actually moved my old brewery from a small space. We built a brand new building to a larger place. It took a lot of time, a lot of inspections. But we're there, we're up, and we're open now. And we got open in time for our Labor Day car show, which benefits the Cancer Society. And we had over 100 cars show out for that. It was a smashing success. We raised over $4,000 so far. So thank you to anybody who attended that. I think somebody posted a video on there on YouTube. It wasn't me. I was busy working, but I think there's a Frog Brewing Company Labor Day car show video. If you would like cars, check it out. We had some pretty good stuff. Now, as far as this guy goes, you know, they got me again with a square body. Brandon unboxed this a couple weeks ago, and we just barely got to running it because of what I just said. But I find that I think it performs a little bit better than the Bronco, and I think it's got a lot to do with the bigger tires. Maybe just because I'm a Chevy fan. Could be. The looks of this truck is killer. It drives a lot like any other crawler of this size. I mean, the articulation is good. It's not great, but you get one or the other. You get scale looks or you get a super crawler. And honestly, this is a pretty good balance of in between. I took it over some small rocks and terrain. You just have to know your environment. Like this scale, you can actually bring out into the real world. You can find small stuff to crawl over. The 24 scale, you almost have to design a course to go out. This you could bring on a trail. It does go over rocks. It will go up bankings. It does not like to go through grass that's taller than the headlights. It gets all wrapped up. That's to be expected. But overall, the truck is killer. I do have a friend who had one, and he already burned the ESC out of it, he thinks. But I haven't actually got to inspect the truck yet to see if that's the case. I think he brought it back to our local hobby shop for them to deal with it. I had zero issues with mine. I did run 2 battery packs through it and back to back, and it held up just fine. And I was crawling over all kinds of stuff. I even had it in the back of my truck bed when I was bored. So I'll say, if you want to intro into the RC world, under $200 with a 175, this little rig is hard to beat. Looks great, performs well. It's already lifted. It's got bigger tires on it. I believe these are the biggest tires you can get for this scale on just about any truck. So these will probably end up on a lot more different crawlers. You know, it's a TRAXXAS rig. You know what you're getting for the money and the quality. How can you go wrong? It's a great thing to get people into RC, because it's not the tiny crawlers. It's a little bit bigger. Do a little more with it. A little easier to work on than the 24 scale, in my opinion, because the screws are at least a little bit bigger. I don't know. It's just, these are what they are. If you're into this and you're really into it, I'm still not the biggest crawler fanatic. Brandon likes it more than I do. These are neat, though. I love Chevy trucks, especially the square bodies. So I had to buy it. I wish I could compare it to the Bronco one that we had, but unfortunately, I actually sold that thing off a while ago because I can't afford to keep them all. There it is. I actually might dress this one up. I might do a white thing down the center, or I could turn around and sell it tomorrow. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like that.